What if the system designed to defend your body slowly began attacking it instead? Hello, I am Dr. Vitas. Welcome to Xenovitas, where we talk about science-based ways to understand your body, not just chase symptoms. Today we are going to decode one of the most misunderstood areas in modern health: autoimmune disease. You have probably heard the term linked to thyroid problems, skin conditions, gut issues, joint pain, fatigue, and even problems involving the nervous system. And sometimes it can sound like a mysterious label that explains everything and nothing at the same time. But autoimmune disease is not random chaos. It is a problem of immune regulation, identity, and tolerance. In this video, we are going to look at what autoimmune disease actually is, why the immune system can start reacting to the body's own tissues, what factors may contribute to that process, and where lifestyle support fits in realistically. And as always, this is education, not medical advice. Please do not self-diagnose, stop prescribed treatment, or attempt to manage a suspected autoimmune condition on your own without speaking to a qualified clinician. What an autoimmune disease actually is. Let us start with the basics. Your immune system is built to tell the difference between what belongs in your body and what does not. It is supposed to recognize threats like viruses, bacteria, and damaged cells, while leaving healthy tissue alone. That ability is sometimes called immune tolerance. An autoimmune disease develops when that tolerance breaks down. The immune system begins reacting to parts of your own body as if they were dangerous. Depending on where that reaction happens, the symptoms can look completely different. The thyroid may be affected. The joints may be affected. The skin, gut, brain, nerves, or connective tissue may be affected. That is why autoimmune disease is not one single illness. It is a category of conditions linked by one deeper pattern. The body's defense system begins misidentifying the body itself. Why the immune system can turn against the body. This usually does not happen for just one reason. Autoimmune disease is often the result of several factors interacting over time. One factor is genetics. Some people inherit immune traits that make dysregulation more likely under the right conditions. Another factor is environmental exposure. Infections, smoking, certain chemicals, and other external stressors may influence immune signaling in vulnerable individuals. Another factor is chronic inflammation. When inflammatory pathways remain active for too long, the immune system can become more reactive and less precise. Barrier dysfunction may also matter. The gut lining and the skin are not just physical barriers. They are major sites of communication between your environment and your immune system. When those barriers become more compromised, the immune system may be exposed to more signals than it can regulate well. So the big idea is this: autoimmune disease is rarely a simple on and off switch. It is more often a system losing clarity over time. Common drivers and triggers. Let us make that more practical. First, there is genetic susceptibility. Genes do not guarantee that you will develop autoimmunity, but they can make your immune system more sensitive to the wrong combination of triggers. Second, there are infections. Some infections may push the immune system into a state where it begins reacting not only to the invader, but also to tissues that look similar enough to confuse immune recognition. Third, there is the gut and the microbiome. A large amount of immune activity is connected to the digestive system. When the gut environment is disturbed, inflammatory signaling may change in ways that affect the rest of the body. Fourth, there is chronic stress. Stress is not just an emotion. It is a biological state that affects sleep, cortisol rhythms, nervous system tone, and inflammation. Over time, that can influence how well the immune system regulates itself. Fifth, there is total lifestyle load. Poor sleep, low movement, smoking, ultra-processed diets, and a high allostatic burden can increase the pressure on an already sensitive system. The important thing is this: different people arrive at autoimmune disease through different combinations of factors. That is one reason quick fix explanations are often misleading. Why the symptoms can look so different. One of the most confusing parts of autoimmune disease is how different it can look from one person to the next. Some people notice joint stiffness and pain. Some notice a skin rash or scaling. Some struggle with digestive problems, bloating, or food reactivity. Some experience fatigue, brain fog, numbness, weakness, or thyroid dysfunction. This variation happens because the immune system may target different tissues in different conditions. And even when one organ seems to be the main target, inflammation can affect energy, mood, sleep, and cognition across the whole body. That is why autoimmune disease can be hard to identify early. The symptoms may seem unrelated at first, but underneath that variety, the pattern is often the same: loss of immune tolerance, chronic inflammation, and tissue-specific vulnerability. Where lifestyle support fits in. Now this part matters. Autoimmune diseases are real medical conditions. They require proper diagnosis, medical follow-up, and in many cases, prescription treatment. But that does not mean lifestyle is irrelevant. It means lifestyle should be understood as support, not as a magical cure. First, sleep matters. Sleep is one of the strongest regulators of immune function, inflammation, and recovery. Second, nutrition matters. A nutrient-dense pattern built around adequate protein, fiber, colorful plants, omega-3 rich foods, and fewer ultra-processed inputs may help reduce unnecessary inflammatory burden. Third, gut health may matter. For some people, improving digestive health, identifying food triggers carefully, and supporting a healthier microbiome may reduce one source of immune stress. But this should be individualized, not turned into food fear. Fourth, stress regulation matters. Breathing work, movement, sunlight, social support, and real recovery time can help shift the physiological environment the immune system is operating inside. Fifth, movement matters. Consistent, appropriate exercise can support metabolism, mood, circulation, and inflammatory balance. But when someone is in a flare or already depleted, more is not always better. Supportive habits make medical treatment work better and protect the rest of your biology. They do not replace qualified care. What people get wrong about autoimmunity? One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming every autoimmune condition has one root cause and one fix. Another mistake is believing that if a protocol is more extreme, it must be more effective. And one of the most damaging myths is the idea that these symptoms are exaggerated, psychological, or somehow not real. Autoimmune dysfunction is real. It is biological. It is often measurable, and it deserves serious evaluation. The goal is not to panic. The goal is not to chase miracle cures. The goal is to understand the condition clearly, reduce unnecessary stress on the system, and build a strategy that is sustainable. This is not a place for random experimentation based on internet advice. This is a place for precision, consistency, and proper medical guidance. When to see a doctor. There are times when you should stop guessing and seek direct medical evaluation. If you have persistent fatigue that does not improve with rest, if you have joint pain, swelling, or stiffness that keeps returning, if you develop unexplained skin rashes, digestive symptoms, mouth ulcers, numbness, weakness, or major changes in energy and concentration, if symptoms are affecting more than one body system at the same time, if you have a strong personal or family history of autoimmune disease, or if you are already diagnosed and your symptoms are worsening or changing. These do not always mean autoimmune disease, but they do mean you deserve proper evaluation. Online content can help you ask better questions. It cannot replace a personal consultation. Autoimmune disease does not mean your body is your enemy. It means a system designed to protect you has become dysregulated. When you understand that, the picture becomes less mysterious and less frightening. You can see where inflammation fits in. You can see where lifestyle support matters. And you can see where professional medical care is essential. If this video helped you understand autoimmune disease more clearly, subscribe to Xenovitas for more science-based explanations you can actually use. Share this video with someone living with fatigue, flare-ups, or chronic inflammation who deserves better answers than confusion or dismissal. And remember, your symptoms are signals. Listening to them with science, not fear, is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.